guys, welcome to the High Performance PT Academy podcast. I am your host, Tony Pang, and today we have an exciting guest on today. I am super excited for this. We've got one of the newest members in the High Performance PT Academy, Alasdair Macleod. Honestly, this is going to be some chat. He has done tremendous. We're going to go through his journey and what he's kind of been through, and you guys, you're in for something special. So, Ali.
Tony, how are you, mate?
I'm good, yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm buzzing to get this done. Buzzing for it.
So, give us a wee bit of information about you, who you are, like what made you want to become a PT in the first place?
Well, for me, it was obviously passion for training. Like, I was an apprentice joiner before I started doing PTing, and I never had time to train. I could never eat my meals, all that stuff. And I thought, I need to change my life. So, done my PT course, and then I've been doing that now for the last 7-8 years. And it was all just to do because I love training so much. That's pretty much why.
So, like, give us a wee bit of background. So, you've been PTing, what, 7-8 years now?
Yeah.
Where did that all start for you?
It was obviously I done my PT course with Pegasus Training up in Anniesland. Then I went straight to DW Glasgow Fort,
right?
At the age of 22. Then I was there for 6 years. Then I went and got my own studio just last year, and I've kind of been running that ever since.
And we were chatting about that experience in DW for you.
Yeah, it was interesting. Just kind of stuck. Do you know what I mean? Didn't really know any different. Do you know what I mean? Didn't know how to charge more. Didn't know how to get more. It was just all very like one routed, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously with the online, I was always wanting to go online. I just didn't have a clue how to go about doing it.
You were talking earlier before we went on about, obviously you went into DW, brand new to it, that you were different from the rest of them.
Yeah. I felt a wee bit out of place, as I say.
In what sense, Ali?
Well, there was a lot of them were into like football and all that, and do you know what I mean? And Pally and all that, and that's just not me. I was kind of into it for obviously getting bigger, putting on muscle, and obviously for business. And I just felt I didn't really quite fit in with the rest of the boys that were doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes that's just what happens, isn't it?
Yeah. And you were saying that even going to David Lloyd's and applying
I applied for David Lloyd.
What was that experience?
That was just mad for me because obviously, well, they take a chunk of your money as well, which just blew my mind. And then secondly, they were wanting me to do spin classes and like kind of.
Did you not like spin?
No,
Ali?
it's not my thing, mate. It's not for me at all. So that didn't work out, to say the least. I didn't get offered the job.
So obviously for you, you've been doing PT for 7-8 years. The average lifespan of a PT is 2 years. So you've obviously been doing something right. You know what I mean? Before you came on board, you were busy. Yeah. What was obviously in that whole learning journey that you went through? Like, what is it that you struggled with?
To go online.
No, just in general.
Before I got in touch with you, it was just how to get better. Do you know what I mean? How to, I'm not going to say charge more, but how to make more in less time. Do you know what I mean? Because I was working like flat out all the time. Couldn't train. Well, I could train, but I couldn't train when I wanted to because I always had clients in. Do you know what I mean? I never had free time. I've obviously got a son as well, so I was trying to organise my son training and organise fucking 40 hours a week PT, which was just too much. So I was wanting to work less but make more, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? And have more freedom for myself and obviously spending time with myself.
I think that's a trap that most PTs get in, to be honest, is that you're at slave to your client. So if a client wants to start a PT at 6,
100%,
you're in at 6.
That was me. Yeah, I was in at 7 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean?
And then if a client had to then rearrange, or let's say is any chance he'd come in at 8 o'clock at night, you were doing it. And we had this awesome conversation just midway through the academy where you had a client that was wanting to give you what, £50 or £50 for the hour, which for most PTs would be the pinnacle, and that was in your free time. And what did you say?
I says no.
And why?
Because I didn't want to do it. I didn't need to do it. Had other things I wanted to do myself. I didn't need that extra £50. You know what I mean? Whereas before, I would have obviously jumped at it because that was a lot of money to me before I obviously joined the academy. Do you know what I mean?
With most PTs, I think that the getting the money and the having to work and the income is such a big part.
Yeah, it's more like, you know what it's like. See, if you obviously do anything for your clients because you've got the fear if you don't, they're going to leave.
Yep.
And then straight away you're going, oh, I'm £400 down. And you're then, you don't want that, so you're chasing that. So I'm just lucky I'm in a position now where I don't have to be like that anymore, so it's good.
So obviously, what was the turning point for you? Because obviously you were doing 40 hours a week, yeah. So you were pretty busy.
Yeah.
What were you charging at that point?
It was anywhere between 25 and 35.
Okay, so 25 to 35. Yeah. So on average, probably per month, taking in what?
About three and a half.
3.5, right? Yeah. So money was good. Yeah.
It was okay, yeah.
So you were doing working loads.
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't the dream.
Yeah.
So what changed? What was the reason you reached out to me in the academy, and what was the turning point?
It was obviously I was wanting to do online for a while. Never had a clue how to do it. Wasn't sure how to go about doing it. And I just wanted more free time. Do you know what I mean? I was sick of being shattered all the time, sick of getting up at 6 o'clock, being in the gym till 9 o'clock at night, then trying to train, just not having enough hours in the day. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, obviously I seen your academy, and I seen like people obviously posting about their results. I'm like, that's legit me. Like, that's what I want to be doing. I want to have more time, and I want to earn more money. Do you know what I mean? So I just needed guidance how to go about doing that. So
were you wanting to stop PTing and do all online, or what was it you wanted to do?
I wanted to do both. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to do both. So I wanted maybe to do 20 hours PT. Yep. And then obviously the rest online, mainly just for more time to myself, for my own training. Do you know what I mean? And that's pretty much what's happening now.
So let's transition that onto where you are now then, right? So in terms of obviously time, you were working, like long days, long hours.
Yep.
Three and a half. So money was good, or money was all right. You were doing loads of time. So how has things changed for you now? So let's go through obviously your experience of what it's been like in the academy so far. How long you been in?
Well, I actually joined end of December, and then I went away to Dubai for 2 weeks, which was probably not the best idea, but done that, came back, and didn't really start looking into it until maybe mid-January, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And then, like, just kind of got stuck right into it. Obviously, it was something I was really wanting to do. So then a month on, I'm kind of like, I've made so much more money than I was making before, and I'm working half the hours I was doing previously. Do you know what I mean?
So in that, so obviously when you came on board, what do you feel like in terms of what were the tools and skills that we were going through that you felt like that's what you needed to know?
Yeah, so it was obviously all the like the Google Sheet stuff, the programming, how to go about doing it, how to go about charging more, and more like giving a reason why to charge more as well, if that makes sense, because you're providing so much more than just like a program. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, more than just losing weight.
Yeah, 100%. More than just losing weight. You're obviously transforming someone's life. Do you know what I mean? In multiple ways.
And I think that was a conversation that I was having with you, and a conversation that I have with a lot of the academies is, for me personally, a lot of personal trainers undercharge.
Oh, massively.
They undercharge. They don't feel they provide that level of value and service within themselves.
Yep.
That shows in obviously the confidence.
It's fear of getting knocked back, isn't it? It's fear of losing business. That's why people don't do it, because people just compare you to a price. Oh, he's charging 25, I wouldn't pay him 40. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so for you, obviously, when we talked about pricing, it was a lot more than what you were before.
Yeah.
Did you have that fear and ask your selling?
See, to be honest, I tried charging more maybe 2 years ago, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out for me. So it's something and the sole reason I'd done that was to get more time for myself, and it just wasn't working out. So I just kind of went back to what I was doing previously. But obviously, you set up a platform for me as to where I could do it successfully. So
obviously, in all of that, then from what you were doing before, you're now doing how many? Say 1-to-1.
20 max.
20
max.
And obviously, from what you were doing in terms of income wise, how has that changed from the 3.5?
Yeah, so well, obviously I'm only doing 20 1-to-1, and I've got, obviously I've just signed up my 9th online client as well. So I've really only been doing it for 1 month, and I've made a lot more than I was making previously. Do you know what I mean?
So what's your biggest win financially to date then? I mean, you've only been doing this for 6 weeks, so
yeah. So my first month I made £5,075. Now that's probably about £2,000 more than I was making when I was working double than what I was doing. So yeah, it's been a massive win.
And how did that change your perspective?
It just gave me so much more confidence, because I'm working less. I've got more time to train, more time to eat, more time with my son, more time to do things I want to do. I'm not worrying I'm not worrying about asking for more, do you know what I mean? Because I'm financially secure now, do you know what I mean? And I know I can offer as well, which makes a big help.
And a lot of the things that I feel like, I'm not sure whether you struggled with it yourself, but a lot of PTs are looking at like, how are you going to get clients?
Yeah, 100%. But obviously you pretty much go through all that with us, and it's been no struggle for me to get clients, do you know what I mean?
I pretty much knew that you'd message me for saying that it just made it simple and easy.
Yeah, it's literally like you literally, I'm not going to say you do it for us, but you literally go to like every exact detail how to do it successfully, and I've shown that in 4 months. In 4 weeks, do you know what I mean?
So from where you were to where you are now, your life has obviously changed so much. It's only been, like we mentioned, it's only been 6 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
That's insane. Mad, complete mad. I would never have thought that. As I say, I seen your posts on that, and I was like, I seen people were making a lot of money, and I'm like, how do they do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I've just done it.
And you've just done it.
So.
And we're only at the starting point for you. So where do we see, obviously, like from what you're doing now? I know we had a conversation about this last night, but what does the future look like now? Because obviously, I'd spoke to you originally. You've got your own studio. You did want to do 1-to-1. You did want to do a wee bit online. You did want to make more money. You're making more money. You've got more time. You were mentioning your training. How's training been now?
Yeah, training's going insane. See even having that more money. Like I'm getting meal prepping every week. Do you know? Because it's I don't even notice that I'm paying for it. Do you know what I mean? So I've got all my meals ready. Can train when I want. I don't have to rush my training. I don't have to go miss sets, miss all that kind of stuff. Sleeping more. So yeah, my training's improved massively. So yeah,
and that's obviously a big part of my year.
Which is what I was wanting in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you wanted more time. Enjoy your training 100%, again. 100%. Find that love for it. And we know that you are into fucking strongman or powerlifting. So that fire and that drive and giving everything you've got, that's something that you enjoy.
Yeah, that's my life. That's a big passion of mine. 100%.
You know what I mean? And I think that it's easy to lose that passion when you get sucked into business.
I did lose it. I lost it. See, when I got the studio, I was so busy. I lost that passion. I wasn't training half as much. Just because I didn't have the time. Do you know what I mean? And then I was frustrated. I was taking that out on other people, and then obviously that's changed now. So I'm glad for that.
So we'd said, and I think you were saying that obviously with your studio, it might potentially be coming to the end of a lease, and you were like, where do you see things going now? So obviously for you said, I want to do PT. I'm doing it. I'm charging more for PT as well. I think you're as high as what, 45?
45 now, yeah. 45.
Yeah. So we're getting that. You've got more time. You've got the online business going, and we're only at the small end of that scale.
I know, it's crazy.
It's insane. Crazy. And you told me how much more you're loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, it's I don't actually know if I'm going to keep doing 1-to-1 PT. I'm kind of, obviously I'm so new to it still, as you say, but there's just the world is literally my oyster, and I can literally go full on online PT today if I wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I still enjoy obviously doing one-to-one PT. But then obviously I was saying to you about maybe going travelling. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm in a position now to do that with the online. So it's insane.
It's
Life-changing.
It's opened a window of opportunity.
As like before I got in contact with you, I was working like grafting for like £25-30. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like hating life. Well, not hating life, but like didn't really see how can you make more than 3.5 doing that? Do you know what I mean? When you're like putting all these hours in, if you mention about upping the price, people go, "Oh, I'm not paying that." So you've got that kind of fear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
so we obviously went through pricing and stuff like that, so that I could really get you to be able to articulate your service better, how you were going to provide value, and obviously for your clients, we've talked about this so much, so I definitely thought we'd go over it. Is that what was your idea that online coaching was?
I couldn't wait to talk about this. So I've had a few online coaches in my past, and like I don't even know how to say it. It's just not been what I thought it was going to be. Obviously, I know you've been doing it for a while, and obviously we know you're doing good with it in every aspect. And I was like, I maybe want to do that. So I had a online coaches, and like it was literally some were literally done just through like a WhatsApp like screenshotting programs and stuff, or or like a Microsoft Word document with like a few exercises. That was it. That was it. And I was like, I can't go like full. I can't just do that full time. Like, but I wanted to. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, how do they do that? Like, is that literally what online coaching is? Like charging? Well, we spoke. Some people are charging £25 a month.
Yeah.
And so maybe between 25 and what 80.
Yeah. I've seen. I mean, the lowest I've seen is people charging £10 a month for online for online coaching, and obviously I've seen that range all the way up to maybe 80, probably top end like £100 at the very top end. But exactly what you said was, here's a program and here's a diet, and I'll see you in a month.
Yeah, and for me as well, it was like the contact. So say for example, if you want to know something, you send them a text and you don't hear back for like 5 days, and you're like that. But like this isn't what I thought it was. Do you know what I mean? You're literally you could just get all that off Google for free. You wouldn't want to pay someone the £25 a month.
So obviously you felt disappointed.
100%.
And you could obviously see why people are charging less.
100%. So then I kind of thought, well, everyone must just be doing that. Do you know what I mean? But then obviously I don't know.
So how is that? How is your opinion of that changed now?
Well, obviously what you've taught us is obviously what we offer. It's not just a program. It's not just a nutrition plan. It's everything else that comes with it. So obviously you've got your 16-week plan, obviously your phases, all that kind of stuff, your nutrition, your Zoom, your Facebook group, and that's just to name a few. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That comes
so obviously I think, I try to say to most people that you're transforming someone's life forever here. And to be honest, the more support, the more help, the more guidance that you can give someone, the bigger success they can be.
100%. Like, you're not going to change, you're not going to transform someone's life giving them a WhatsApp program. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just not going to do it. So,
and I guess that's where my opinion changed from one-to-one personal training to online coaching. I felt like me training a client twice a week was the difference. And then I look back at it and like 2 hours of my time when there's almost 168 hours in the week, and I'm expecting that 2 hours is going to make the difference. Whereas with the online coaching now, I'm providing almost 30 to 40 hours of access, contact, education, support now per week. That the client gets everything they need to be a success.
100%. And that's how they get results, because they've got access to all that information. Do you know what I mean?
And we always strive, and I say that to you, that the reason we do this is for the results.
100%.
The reason we do this is for impact.
Changing lives, mate. That's 100% what it's for.
We're changing lives, and there's literally not a price that you can put on that when you say to your client who's lost 3 stone, who's dropped a dress size, who's boosted their confidence, who's improved their sex life, who's improved their self-esteem, that they're turning around being like, I feel unbelievable. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. Do you really think they're going to turn around and be like, that was worth 500 quid or that was worth £1,000?
No, definitely not.
They're going to say, do you know what? I would have paid anything.
Yep.
I would have paid anything to feel and look the way that I feel now.
Definitely.
And I wanted you guys to be able to basically provide that service.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was almost like, I'm not going to say, like, maybe we spoke earlier, but I was like, how are they all doing that? Like, what's Tony doing to get them? Yeah. Genuinely, I was saying that to some people, and it wasn't until I actually got all the programs set up, got everything set up, and then I was like that. Wow, even when you go through, like, for some people it's a marketing. Like for me, I was clueless at that, and you literally the way you taught me to do it, anyone can do it. Yeah. And like I'm living proof of it. Do you know what I mean? So now I'm like that. I've only been doing it for 6 weeks, and like I've still probably got a wee bit to learn. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just totally changed my whole life, to be honest.
To be honest, to be able to gain back that amount of time that you got back, to be able to add another 2-3 grand onto your monthly income and get back time. Yeah, I say that to everyone. For me, I've been doing one-to-one for 14 years. I've been doing online coaching since 2014, and with all of this, there's a lot of things that I done wrong, and so for you guys, it's like, why don't we just cut out all the crap of doing stuff wrong, and why don't we just do the stuff that works and is right, and go all in?
Yep, I'm like, as you've seen, everyone in the group is absolutely smashing it.
How have you found? So we talked about this, which was great. How have you found, right? So for me, I would say that most personal trainers in the gym, or most personal trainers, would see other PTs as competition. Would you agree?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that everyone's got a secret. Yeah. Everyone doesn't want to let you know what they're doing and stuff like that. And I felt that as a PT, kind of growing through the ranks. And how do you feel like now, me putting you in an environment with other trainers that are all doing, like, you've seen the success in the group. I mean, we've seen guys do £8,000 a month. We've seen guys do £12,000 a month. And I would probably say that most people would say that that's unbelievable.
Yep, 100%.
But me putting you in that environment where you see it, what starts to happen about your mindset?
Completely changes it, because you know it's possible. Like, you've seen it. Like, I've literally sit and spoke to people who are earning that amount of money, and I'm like that. It was just blew my mind. So now obviously I'm like that, well, I can do that. And that's probably how I've done so well in the first kind of 6 weeks. That's probably how I've earned that £5,000, because it's not, in comparison to some people, it's not really. I'm only just starting out, do you know what I mean? And I've earned that, and I've cut my hours back and all that. So it's just motivating for me, honestly, because you're like I said, like before I came in, I was like kind of like a bit skeptical, because I'm like, how is this like? Because obviously I've had coaches and I've tried to do online coaching. I actually said to you today, I had a client on Instagram DM me saying, he's like, man, you've really like come on. You're not just doing a Microsoft Word document anymore. Yeah, and I actually said that to you, remember?
Yeah.
So like that's literally taking the words out of my mouth. People, because that for some people, that's all they think online coaching is, just a program, just a nutrition plan, and that's it. And maybe you get a text on a Sunday if you're doing your check-in and that, but we literally do it completely different. So yeah, being around these people is just like mind-blowing, motivating.
Yeah, we spoke about that last night, and you saw somebody that was charging, about £180 more than you, and you're just now looking at yourself thinking, what were your exact words?
I was like, how is he doing that? How's he got that? Do you know what I mean?
You turned around and said, I thought you were doing...
I thought I was doing all right.
Well, yeah, and that's funny, that mindset of you earning £5,000 in a month, you've turned around and been like, I'm on top of the world, I'm doing all right. And it's not that we leveled that out, it's that you started to realise that, do you know what, there's others in here that are so much more than that.
100%.
And that's allowed you to be like, do you know what, I'm definitely in that same boat. Like, I can do exact what everyone else in here is doing too.
Yeah, for me, it's been around like-minded individuals is obviously going to help, and everyone in the group is all there for the same reasons. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. and even like if you go into the group skeptical, like you make it so clear how to do things, how to be successful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that for me was a real game changer. Like you literally go through every little detail, marketing, like. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you do it for us, but you literally show us how to do it. Like it's just easy now for me to get clients, like to make more money. It's actually easy, but for PTs who are probably watching, they're probably got the fear, like what I spoke about. They don't want to lose their clients. They don't want to lose that £30. And like I was saying to you, like if someone like some people would text me in the morning and go, Ali, can you fit me in tonight at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's an extra 35 quid. I'd do it. Now I'm like that, no chance. Like, I don't need it. So totally life changing, mate.
Yeah, you've got freedom, you've got time. And so obviously you now been seeing all this for yourself and experienced it. So obviously looking back at, obviously we could look at yourself, or we could look at other trainers that are just sitting in the same position as you right now. Like, what would you be saying?
How long have you got, man? Because like it's like people say it like it's like the money, like, oh, you've got to put a lot of money down. You don't really, like, because you'll make that money back. Well, I made more than that back in 4 days. The whole price of your obviously academy, I made that back in 4 days. So people, that's obviously what people say. Oh, you've got to put that money down, and I'm like, but see, when you do it, you're going to make the money back so fast and a lot more.
Aye, because this is for life now.
Yeah, as I say, like my life's completely changed. Like I've got so much freedom, and I've got $2,000 more a month coming in every month.
Yeah. And I'd said that to you. Obviously in the academy we have a handful of six-figure coaches now, and I just said that to you, that when somebody comes in like you, driven, hardworking, that wants to do the work, and we just untap that potential and say, Ali, this is what you really need to do here. And just let you go. You just dominated. Like every time we caught up for education segment, your book was out, taking notes, you implemented it right away.
Straight away.
You would say, Tony, what you told me yesterday, I done that and I got a client.
Yeah.
Like that's how quick you were implementing, and that's how quick, and that's obviously why just under, you said 5,075, so just under $6,000 in the first 30 days that you've been able to do that, because you've just implemented. You've just done the work. And for you, that's why I said, like, I can see you being another one of those six-figure coaches now, because there's nothing stopping you, and we have only started.
Yeah, and as I say, I believe that now myself. Like, see if someone said that to me a year ago, I would have been like that. How the hell? Because I was probably maybe earning what's that, 38, 40 maybe a year or something. Mm-hmm. And then obviously this now is just completely, like, as you say, I'm only getting started, so, and like you've seen, I'm very motivated and hungry for it. So yeah, it's just blowing me away, man. It's good. It's really good.
No, I'm excited for you, Alan. I just knew, like, I've obviously we trained when you were in extreme training and stuff like that. Like, I'd known of you training and stuff like that. I knew that was such a big passion, doing the whole PT and stuff like that. But it was really good that kind of from where you were, I was like, that was me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like where you are now, I've just been like, I feel like I'm doing everything that I should be doing. Like I'm doing everything right, but I'm working 40 hours. I'm charging £30 an hour or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, how do I do more? Like, I can't do more hours because I'm burnt out.
Because you're shattered, yeah.
I tried charging more and people didn't take it, or I lost clients. Mm-hmm. I had an online coach and it was crap.
Yeah.
So what is, like, I don't know. And that's what you said. You're like, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, that was me for such a long time until obviously I joined your academy, and I was like that. Like I said, I tried to up my price 2 years ago, 240, 45, and I just wasn't getting it at all. Like, no chance. So then obviously lowered it back to what I was charging before. But now, like, I wouldn't even get my bed for less than £40. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so it's been testament, and just watching you go through that has been unreal. And that's why I know for you, like, big things to come. And I know that you'd said to me, you didn't really say that at the start, but that traveling could be a potential.
Yeah, 100%. Like, obviously now I'm like I said, that the lease might be coming up in my studio, so I'm in a position now where I could go full online, and like traveling for me would be that's always been a goal for me. Like I've always wanted to go to Dubai. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm in a position now to do that, and that's working with you for 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's something in me that I really want to do that. It's either that or I'm going to get another studio. So I don't know. We'll see. But like that to me, like Dubai and online coaching, because you see that on Instagram. You see, like we spoke last night, your Mike, that all these boys, like we're not any different. We're not any different to them. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So, and I've got that belief now that I can do that because I've proven to myself, like I've got everything set up. I've got your obviously guidance, so there's nothing stopping me doing that now.
Yeah, I think your confidence is on an all-time high, and I think that as much as you were doing so well, when we had that conversation, you said for the first time you had people knock you back.
Yep.
And
I was like, no, like, yeah, no, like, so it was last week. I had 4 Zoom calls set up, and obviously everything's been really good, and then 3 were like, oh, I can't afford it. I'm like, it's like a first time get my knock back, and then the 4th one, boom. So then it's just like, and like you say, you're going to get knockbacks. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're charging like £25 a month. Do you know what I mean? Then you probably won't get any knockbacks. But
it's not the right type of clients.
No, definitely not.
Not clients that want to be with you for the long term, that want to do the work, that want to transform your life, that are committed to the cause. You know what I mean?
Like you said, you can't put a price on health. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So.
In 2020 has definitely proved that for everyone.
100%.
Your health is your wealth. Without that, doesn't matter how much money you're making, doesn't matter how, like, the money's not going to necessarily make you happy, and you can't take that with you.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
100%, mate.
It gives you opportunity. And for me, I've watched you develop and grow so quickly, and that's why I thought every PT in the academy has got a different story, has got a different journey. Yous are all so different. And I just thought it'd be great to just chat about some of that experience. You know what I mean? Let people in that window and how you've changed as a person, as a PT, so quickly.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. See, when I got in contact with you, 6 weeks ago, I never thought I would be sitting here with you saying I've just earned $5,000 a month. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's proper up my confidence, up my mood, up to everything, mate. So buzzing.
Well, Ali, it's been an absolute dream watching you kind of go through this process and develop. We are only getting started, which is frightening. You know what I mean? It's frightening. I'm excited. And for all the guys out there, if you just want to give them a wee link to your website and Instagram, etc., where people can kind of see where you're at.
Yeah. So my website is elitefitnesspt.co.uk. My Instagram is elitefitnesspt, and my Facebook is Elite Fitness Coaching. So if you've got any questions about obviously sign up with Tony, just message me and I'm more than happy to give you some advice on it.
Yeah. Well, Ali, it was a dream having you on board. It's been phenomenal watching you grow as an individual.
Just the start, man. So
you've been doing PT for 7-8 years, and it almost feels like a blink of an eye that you've changed as a person.
I can feel it myself. Like I can hunt. As I said, I've been wanting to do it for so long. Do you know what I mean? So proving to myself that I can actually do it now, it's just made me feel like, wow, do you know what I mean?
What's next?
100%, mate. What's next? Dubai.
Dubai, 100%. Right, Ali, well, thanks for coming on. It's been an absolute dream having you on board.
Thanks for having me, mate. Thanks for having me.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Brilliant, mate.